Just going to be doing some hands-on for data analytics, and one of the powerful tools for data analytics is your Microsoft Excel or Google Sheets, right? So Microsoft Excel is a product of Microsoft, while your Google Sheet is a product of Google. And in this case, I'm going to be using the Google Sheet, though they perform the same function, except with Google Sheet having some advantage over Microsoft, especially in the area of collaboration. With Google Sheets, you can collaborate with other members of your team to work on the analysis, right? So you can see when you click on share here, you are able to share with other team members, to work on this analysis together. Then you put in the email address of your work member. Right, so let's just jump straight into the analysis. We are doing hands-on today, and I'll be working with this sales data. Right, it's for a business, and it's the sales record for a week for the business. And so we have this. So let me expand this column so that we can see it. So we have the transaction date here, right? The item sold, the unit sold, the cost price, the selling price. These are the columns, right? So for any Excel or Google Sheets, it's a combination of columns and rows. So columns are going vertically, so you can see column A, B, C, D, while the rows are going horizontally. So you can see rows from one, all the way down here. So these are the rows, while these are the columns. And the intersection between a column and a row is called a cell. So this is called a cell. And when you click on it, you can see the name of the cell here, cell A1. So you write the column name first, followed by the row name. That is the cell name, right? So it's inside the cell you now put in your data, the data that you want to analyze. So okay, let me just freeze this first row so that once I'm scrolling, this is fixed, and then I can see what I'm looking for. Right, you can see. So you can also say you want to freeze by column, right? You can see. So when you're scrolling, you can see it is fixed. These two are fixed. So let me just undo the fixing by the column and then just leave the row fixing. All right, and then just to differentiate this, I love changing the background color to something like this, and then the text color something like this. Let me see if it's bolding. Yeah, so this is great. So let's jump in straight to analysis. Right, so we have this sales record for 1 week. We have the transaction date, the item sold, the unit sold, the cost price, and the selling price. Right. So especially when you're working for businesses, you're working for a business that wants to do some analysis to know what is happening in his or her business to make decisions that would move the business forward. This is very, very important, right? So we know normal businesses just record the item sold, the unit sold, right? So now let's just jump straight into the analysis to do this. So in this case now, you've been called upon as a data analyst to just quickly work on this, to generate some insights and then give it to the business owner to make some decision. So the first thing is that, okay, of course, you have the cost price rather for each of these items. So you have three items here. You have your shirts, your sneakers, and then your wristwatch. So for each of them, so let's just put something here as a reminder. Our shirts, the price is 10,000. That's the price you've been given for sneakers. You have sneakers to be 30,000, right? And then for wristwatch, you have this to be 20,000. All right, so let's just give this. So let's just format this and give it the naira. So to do that, you select the column. You select the column here, Then you click, you come here over, you click on more formats, right? And then you pick your Nigerian naira here. It's so simple because these are sold in naira. These items are being sold in naira. So this is just for reference. We are going to put this in, in just a bit. But the thing is, it's very unwise to be doing this one by one. It's going to be time consuming. Say for instance, you're working with thousands of rows. This is just 31 rows from row 2 to 32 here, right? This is just 31 rows. So for assuming you're not working with 1,000 rows, are you going to be doing it one after the other? That's time consuming. It's not efficient at all. There's a better way to do it. I'm going to show us, you know, and then so this is now how to do it. So what we want to do is that, okay, whenever we want to write a formula now. So everything in Google Sheets or Excel is powered by formulas. So you use formulas to get your results. You use formulas to answer questions, right? So in this case, I want to say, okay, can we write a condition in such a way that, okay, just take a look at every cell in this column B, right? So whenever you see shirts, put the price to be 10,000. Whenever you see sneakers, put the price to be 30,000. Whenever you see wristwatch, put it to be 20,000, right? So can we do something like that? And you can see that from the breakdown now, it is based on condition. It is if it is shirts, do this. If it is sneakers, do this. If it is this, do this. So we can use the formula in Excel to do that. And when you press this, so every formula in Excel starts with an equal to. So whenever you see an equal to sign, that means you want to write formula. Right? So and then you be like, okay, what do you want to achieve? It's just a condition, more like an if. So by the time you start writing it, you can see it's going to bring some suggestions of formulas that you can use. And then you can see just under this if a description of it. It says returns value depending on logical expression. So this is what we want to go for. So press the tab and then you will put in the arguments that should be inside, right? So in this case, now I want to say, okay, check this cell B2. So by the time you pick it, the name of the cell will come inside. You can see it is B2. So I want to say that whenever this cell is equal to what? So whenever it is equal to shirts, whenever it is equal to shirts, right? So we want to do this, and then so what should you do? Just replace this cell, no, this number, and then press enter. So you can see that it's done for the first one, right? But what if the cell that we want to work with is now sneakers, or if it's wristwatch? What are we going to do? You know, let's say for instance we apply the formula here, you can see that this is giving us false. So what should we do to that? By the way, we want to just write a formula and apply it to all the cells in these columns. We don't want to keep writing the formula for each of the cells. Just want to write the formula once and apply it across all the cells here. So what should we do? So in this case now, because there are going to be multiple conditions, the first one is if the shirt is, if any of the cell here is shirt, give it this price. Now I want to write another condition for sneakers and for wristwatch. So what we'll just do is to just change this to ifs, right? Because now I want to work with more than one condition. So then what do we do? So this is the first condition. Then we'll just continue and put the second condition. So we say again that, okay, if this cell is not equal to, is equal to sneakers, to sneakers, sneakers, right? So what do we want to do? The price of sneakers is 30, right? Then we'll do for the third one. So if the cell now has wristwatch as the value, okay, so then the price is 20. So we hit enter to apply it. And then by the time we're done and by the time we spread it over the remaining cells, yeah, we have this. So beautiful. Then we can just go ahead to format this also. Okay, very, very nice. So I trust that we got that. So simple to do, but then you need to know what you're doing. All right, so we got for the cost price. I guess somebody can do for the selling price now. So for instance, they're saying that okay, this is the cost price, and then the business owner is saying that okay, this will now be the selling price. Okay, I'm buying it at this amount. I want to sell it at this amount. So let's say he's saying 15,000 for this. The sneaker says, let's say he's saying 40,000, and then so the wristwatch now. So the wristwatch is 30,000. Okay, all right now. So then how do we do for the selling price too? So what we can do to save time, you know, and then that is why you need the right knowledge too, because you can't say, oh, let me just start doing this again, you know. There's a way you can do your analysis very quick, very fast, and then very efficient. Right. So what I will just do is to just copy this and then change the cells. We change the we change the values rather, right? So shirt will be 15,000, this will be 40, this will be 40, and then this will be 30. Okay, we'll apply this. And then do we want to autofill it? Yeah, so we just put it, yes, I want to do that. And then we just format this very nicely too. Very nicely too. Okay. So we can remove this just for reference. We are done with them. So we have the cost price and then the selling price. Now, so quickly, how do we now get the profit on each of these transactions? Right? So now let's just put another column, total cost price. Total cost price, right? And then total selling price. Okay, just follow me. Just follow me. Okay. So because they are units sold, right? There are some transactions that more than one unit was sold. And so in this case now we need to have a total cost price. So for instance now for the first one, even though the cost price is 10,000 naira, but 3 units of this shirt was sold. So that means the total cost price for this should just be this times this, right? And then instead of you just doing it manually, that is why you have all these great tools for analysis. So what we can just do is just to say this. So what I want to do is to multiply this times this. Yeah, get it. And then we just autofill it. We autofill. And then same thing we'll do for selling price. So that will be equal to this unit times this units. Then we get it. And then we autofill. Okay, okay, great, 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 great. And then we can now say we want to calculate our profits per transaction. Profit per transaction will now be equal to the total selling price minus the total cost price, right? And then with autofill. Okay, 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 okay. All right. Oh, okay. I think, let me see. Let me, okay. So I know the reason why this is changing, because this is based on a formula to just do the sample. All right. So it's just for us to get the unit sold for this. So it's just going to pick a random number between 1 and 4. Right. So, but okay, let's just leave it as that. Okay, so we have this, we have this, we have this. So just cross check again. 2 times 10, that is 20 for total cost price. Total selling price is 2 times 15, that is 30, and then the profit is 10,000 here. You can see that that is good. So now, one thing we can also do is, even before we say, okay, we want to calculate the total profit in a week, so we can even do some further analysis. We can say, okay, we want to even know that, okay, based on this transaction date, we can further say that, okay, is it on a weekend? Is it on a weekday? So what we can do is to just create another, is this a weekend? Right, which is going to be a yes. No. Okay, so just to prevent this from changing, so what I will do is just copy this. I'm going to copy this, and then put it in a notepad so that the values doesn't change again. So I'm going to put this in here. Yes, and then I'm going to copy this again. So I'm going to delete this. You can see when I deleted that, though, all these values, they went back to zero because they are actually dependent on this column. So, but I'm going to replace them again. You can see. So these are now normal figures. So my values here will not change again. So you can see they are back to normal. So let's just continue. Let's just continue. So is this weekend? So we want to get that. Now you'll notice that, okay, this is more like an if also. Right. So I believe somebody should be able to get this. Somebody should be able to get this. Right. So I'm going to break it down for us, because it's to get this is actually in steps. Now, the first thing is to first consider your transaction date. So let's even just check it. You can see this is the first one on the list is September 1. You can see this date icon, September 1. So we can see that multiple transactions were made in a day. So you can just see. Now, what I want to do is to first even use the formula called to know the weekday. So this is going to give me the day of the week of this date. So when I press tab and then I click on this, so let me even see. Oh, this is still showing as Naira. So let me just remove that formatting. So let me use uh okay. So let me use my number. Okay. So yeah, so I'm just going to pick this. Yeah. So and then so you're seeing this as weekday 1. So and then let's just check it. So if you're seeing that's weekday 1, let me do this. So and then this is actually on a Sunday. On a Sunday. So that means it's saying Sunday as the first day of the week for this. All right, so that means this one. Whenever I see this one is, so let me just apply this and see. So one is Sunday, right? So okay, I just want to check that. Some weeks start from Monday, while some start from Sunday. So this is saying that okay, Sunday is the first one. All right. So now what I'm going to do is now that okay, I have this. Then I now want to put this inside an if. So in this case, I'm just going to put my if. Let me just take note of this weekday. Let me cancel this. So my if I have that, then I now want to check if this weekday, right? If this weekday, so let's pick the date again. Just like we did. If this weekday is one, so if this weekday is one, so that means one is Sunday. So that means it's a weekday. So we can now say yes. Yes. And then if it's not, just say no. Just say no. No. So we'll say yes and then we'll say no. Right? So then we apply it. So now let's say if you apply it to this. Now the danger is that it is for weekend now. We are counting Sunday and Saturday to be weekend. Sunday and Saturday to be weekend, right? But then we just did for only one. So that means Saturday would now be 7. So if Sunday is 1, that means Saturday. So Monday will be 2, Tuesday will be 3, so Saturday will be 7. So in this case now, because it is both Saturday and Sunday, they are weekends, and then we only done for Sunday, we need to do for Saturday too. So all we can do is to we put an or. So inside this, let me just put an or right inside this, and then we now want to say or. So check if it is week if the weekday is saying 1 or it is saying 7, right? So okay, let me check this very well. Okay, yeah. So it's saying, so if the weekday is saying that this is 1, meaning that okay, if it's saying that it is Sunday, or if the weekday is saying that it is Saturday, which is 7, then you say okay, this is a weekday, yes, or else say no. Right, so let's apply this and then we'll just apply it and we'll just inspect it manually again. Okay, so let's try this here. Okay. So we have, yeah. So it is saying yes for this at the start and this at the beginning. So let's just see this. So this is Saturday, this is right. And then this is Sunday, this is right. So this is weekend. Right. So these are the weekends transactions. Okay, so we have this already, and then we can now go and do some bit of summation. Right. Okay. So let's even say okay, what is the total cost price? So what is the total? So let's even see how much the business owner has invested. Uh, let's just say sum of or grand. Let's say grand costs. Right. So we want to use a formula, very easy. A sum. So in this case, by the time I even do it, the system is so wise, it's able to even pick that up. I want to sum it from my cell F2 down the way here. So we can see that, okay, this business has invested 1.6 M business, in just a week. And then, so let's see how much this person has gotten. So instead of us just repeating the formula again, for this one, what we can just use, just apply this formula over here. We just apply it over here, right? And then we can see that it is picking the total selling price. And then we can now say, okay, what is now the profit or the loss? So that is equal to total selling price minus the cost price. And then we say that, okay, this is 625,000 in a week, right? So this is the total profit, in a week. Now, so the reason why I did this is weekend is that, okay, we want to see, is this person making more profit on weekends than weekdays? It's just a comparison. No, there's this assumption that, oh, you know, like you make huge sales on weekends that the rest of the weeks are just scattered like that, So let's just see if how much this person is making on a weekend compared to the whole of the week, right? So we can now say, so we want to put okay, say weekend sales, okay. So uh so what we want to do is like, okay, we want to sum if if it is weekend, right? So now that's based on some conditions now, right? So we are going to use a function called sum. So in this case now, so let me show you the difference between, we're going to use a sum ifs, not a sum if. But let me just show you, the difference between this sum if and the sum ifs. So sum if is just saying that, okay, yes, we want to consider this column, this column. Okay, so let's just say from age 2 to age 32, and then you know just sum everything when the amount is say greater than 10,000. 2, 3. Okay, you can see it's going to give us that. So this is what sum AB is for. But in this case, we're not just summing, based on this column. We want to sum it based on this column, right? We want to sum this column based on when the weekend is yes, weekend is yes, right? So we want to sum only for those that are weekends, just the profit for weekends alone. So in this case now we're going to put a sum ifs, right? So and then we're going to add, okay, so we're going to remove this. So this will still be there, right? So this is called the sum range. So this is where we want to sum from, and then we're going to pick the criteria range. So the criteria range is that, okay, we're considering from all the cells in column I. So we're considering from I2 to I32, right? So I want this to stop at I32. Oh, sorry, I put 1. Okay. I32. Okay, right? And then so what we want to look out for, when the criteria itself is yes. So we are saying that check in this column now, check wherever you see yes, and then just go to the left and then sum everything here, right? So for instance, so this is yes, it's going to pick this 20, next one 20, add it, add it, add it, add it, add it, add this, add this, then jump to where the next yes is, keep adding it, and then give us the total sum. That is just the breakdown. So one click on the enter to apply this, so we get this. So we get 225. So we can format this, right? We can format this to be our naira. Okay, so naira. So we apply it. You can see. So we get that for the weekend sales, right? And then So this is just a demonstration, right? There are so many other things that you can do, especially with your Google Sheets for analysis. You can insert your charts, can use your pivot table, you can use your VLOOKUP, your HLOOKUP, your index and match. There are so many other formulas that are very, 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 very important. And this data that we worked with now is actually clean data. The normal procedure, the normal data analysis process is that before you even start your analysis, you go through your data cleaning. You clean your data, you remove your duplicates, you remove empty spaces, you remove null or empty values, you treat your outliers. So outliers, for instance, if you have a column like age, and then you are seeing something like maybe 300. This is an outlier. Or you're seeing something like, okay, maybe minus 50. So you know that, okay, this could be an error, an human error, maybe in the course of imputation, right? So you have to take care of all these outliers, right, before you even start your analysis so that it doesn't impact your results. you know. So for instance, imagine you have 300 now, and then you want to get the average age of, say, okay, maybe you collected the age of customers, and then you want to get the average age of customers. Imagine this will just you just be seeing the average age like maybe like 100, because this will impact your result a lot. So you need to treat all these outliers before you even start your analysis. But this is the clean data already that we just had to work on. So, but the standard is that you clean your data, even before you start the analysis. And then there's so many other things that you can do. You can do even if you just want to be using it on a very basic level, just using it for data entry. There's things you can do. You can do your data validation, right? So for instance, uh you have a gender here. If you have a gender column, and then you just want to limit it to male and female, right? Male and female, and then give it to somebody to work on for data entry, right? Because we know people can be funny, you can begin to put in other sexes, inside the gender. So you can set the data validation to just have two values for them to use, for them to select when they are clicking. There's so many other things you can do. You can do your formatting. You can give beautiful colors to this, you know to your cells, just to make it visually appealing, and then for quick reference for any information, because color catches the eye. You can do things like your checkbox, so many other things, even if you just want to be using it at the basic level. And then you can also insert your charts, do beautiful visualization. Pictures speak better than words, especially when you want to do reporting. You do beautiful graphs, of what is happening. People are easily able to relate with charts and graphs. You do all those things, and then there are even advanced methods. For instance, maybe you're going to be working on each of these analysis every week or every month. So instead of you just repeating it every week in, week out, there's a way you can automate this. Automate this. It's more like just writing a script. And then whenever you have a data for a week, you just play it, and then all these analysis are done for you. Done for you. Excel macro, that is very, very powerful to use. So that is why you shouldn't miss the class that will be coming off. you know and then just check the link in the description. Check the link in the description. It's going to take you to the course registration if you want to go for have a broader knowledge of this. You want to work with this Google Sheet, have advanced knowledge of this, and even work with other tools, such as Microsoft Power BI, which is very, very powerful, and it's so used in the industry right now. It's hot cake in the industry. You also want to learn things like your SQL or Python for data analysis. So you shouldn't miss clicking the link in the description. It's also going to be in the comment section for you to work on. The class is starting very soon, and then I know that you jump on this offer. And you know the interesting thing is that if you watch this video, when you're registering, there will be a place for you to put a coupon code, right? So if you watch this video till the end, the coupon code to use to get a 50% discount, it is W2D. So when you put W2D, so it is this W2D, 2D, right? So when you put this, right, you get a 50% slash, a whooping 50% slash in the price, just for the fact that you watch this tutorial to the end. So just quickly take action, and enroll for the course, and you'll be on your way to becoming a data analyst, analyzing data for companies, for businesses, and making a living, a good living for yourself. All right, thank you.